Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today we are going to be taking a look at the total 3 altcoin charts and we're going to see where it might be headed, and we will cover both bullish and bearish scenarios as well, just to simply cover all of the possibilities. Now, for those of you who love trading crypto and would like to try out the same exchange that I use, feel free to go ahead and check out the Blowfin exchange with the link in the video description down below this video. I personally love this exchange because they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you are from the United States like I am and you want to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at the total 3 chart and see what we've got going on here. So when we take a look at the overall macro view here on the weekly chart, we can clearly see the various levels where we have found some very, very strong support at the bottom of the bear market here. So as you guys can clearly see, we've got very strong support between 286 and roughly around 320. We've also got very strong support right in this area too, between 379 and 400 and roughly about 415 billion. And we have also got, I don't know if you guys can see this or not very well, but we've also got a very thin layer of support right in here, right around the $582 billion level as well. And up here we have got strong resistance up here at the top of this peak, which is right around the $788 billion range as well. So the very first thing I want to point out here to you guys is I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this on other channels and other Twitter accounts and whatever, but we've got this kind of very big cup and handle formation going on right here, and we are all hoping that it plays out to the upside and we end up going up and being able to surpass last cycle's market cap high for altcoins, which is right around up here at roughly around $1.13 trillion, somewhere around there. And we are hoping to God that happens, because we've all got bags and we've all got altcoin bags that we all want to make good money with our altcoin bags. So here's what I'm currently looking at here on the weekly chart. Okay, now I understand there's some people out there who are extremely bearish and they think that we're done, and we think that we're done for the overall bull market and there's not going to be any more upside. Now, here's the thing. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen. I'm not a fortune teller, so I cannot see the future. I cannot tell you exactly what's going to happen. All right, but based on this weekly chart that we've got going on right here, let me go ahead and make these bars a little bigger. What we can clearly see here is we have got this 20-period EMA going on right here, okay? And for those of you who aren't familiar with the EMAs, usually when price action is above and on top of the 20-period EMA, things are still pretty bullish, okay? Now, when price starts to deviate below the 20-period EMA and even worse, below the 200-period EMA, things are usually pretty damn bearish, to be brutally honest with you, okay? As you guys can clearly see when I go ahead and go back here, as you can see from the previous cycle, as we were going all the way up, 20-period EMA was below price action every single time, and when we were coming down, price action was below the 20-period EMA in a very, very cascading fashion. As you guys can clearly see, it deviated very, very far away from the 20-period EMA itself, okay? And then it met up with the 200-period EMA, and it just kind of went sideways for the longest time, and we consolidated in here for the longest time in that bear market, and then we finally ended up going back upwards again, and here we are today. So as far as the current weekly candle goes, we've only got 4 hours left on this weekly candle here, okay? So the next weekly candle starts in about 4 hours. Now, what we want to see here is we want to see this current weekly candle stay above this 20-period EMA, and as you guys can clearly see, it is like right on top of it. So anything can happen within the next 4 hours over here, okay? But we've also got this layer of support down here as well, right around the 584 to $586 billion area. So if we if within the next 4 hours, if we end up dropping through both of these, it's realistically not going to be good news, as we may end up dropping even further and going, starting to head towards the 200 EMA, which we don't want to see. Instead, we want to see price action stay above this 20-period EMA, and we want to see this next the next weekly candle start trending upwards, all right? because once it does start trending upwards, then we are pretty much smooth sailing, and we can start looking to break these key resistance areas that we have up here that we've created from previous, lower highs that we created as we were coming down. And the first one that we've got that we need to cross here is obviously this most recent one that we created, which is right around the $652 billion area. But this big one that we've got up here is right around the $663 billion area. And then we've got an even bigger one up here around the $718 billion area. And then lastly, we've got our last one up here at roughly around $792 billion as well. So that's one thing that we definitely need to keep an eye on and watch. So let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, wait, first of all, let me go ahead and talk about the RSI as well. So as you guys can clearly see, usually when things are bullish, price action or the RSI tends to stay above the moving average on the RSI. When things are bearish, price usually gets below the moving average on the RSI and trends below it, just like this 20-period EMA does. All right. So where we are currently at, again, what I was showing you here, where we are just barely above the 20-period EMA, it's showing the same exact thing here on the RSI and the moving average in the RSI as well. RSI is just barely hugging onto the very top end of that moving average there. So we are pretty much in fight or flight mode, okay? It is all going to depend on what Asia ends up doing tonight when they end up starting their new week, and how this new weekly candle ends up opening and what ends up happening next week, because that's going to tell us a lot about what is going to happen here in for the future of, what we hope is, a run on for the rest of the bull market. All right. Because we want to see this downtrend end up breaking back upwards and starting to create, higher and higher lows going upwards and continue going up higher and higher, just like we did right in here. And it would be nice to, obviously, for instance, this last cycle that we had, we went all the way up and then we came back down for quite a few weeks, and then we ended up going back up again and we ended up creating a new high. And that is kind of what we were looking for here. We came back down, we consolidated for a long, long time. We've been consolidating since March. And we want to see us, create that second leg up to the upside again and go upwards once again. So overall here, this is what we want to be looking at here. We need to be able to we need to keep this weekly candle above this 20-period EMA for the best possible chance at opening the next candle green and bullish and starting to head up higher and higher, which would be obviously what we all want to see moving forward. So as far as right now goes, it's pretty much up in the air. Nobody knows exactly what is going to happen, but we all have to wait and see what happens when the new weekly candle opens here. So other than that, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this video. So I will go ahead and wrap this one up. But if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the like button below the video and leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts on where you think altcoins are going to go here in the short term. And with that said, for those of you guys who watched and stuck around throughout this whole thing, thank you guys very much. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see all of you in my future videos.